And I think that's an important element of becoming great, is understanding your greatness before anyone else sees it. They were like, you're going to lead direct this, which was phenomenal because I'd had no experience. I had no idea what prep was. I'm coming and sitting in this office every day, just looking at the wall like, what am I meant to be doing? Like every time I watch the Goonies, to this day, I'm crying at the end. It's a call from Steve and he was like, yeah, you're coming on this new show to play a copper. That's how he speaks. Like, you're coming. He said, this role is going to change your life.
Hello and welcome to the BIFA Podcast, supported by Kia, hosted by me, Joy Hunter.
And me, Karis, Aldridge. Each week we'll be talking to a brand new guest about their journey into film, their most inspiring cinema-going experiences, and what makes independent film so special.
Yes, we will continue to fangirl over film stars, won't we, Karis?
Rightly so, yes we will. And this week, our guest is...
Ashley Walters. Oh my good God, he was fantastic.
I think fans will mostly know him from Top Boy. Such a fantastic role.
Yeah, brilliant. I remember all of us talking about that when that first came out when I was in school. It really was a game changer. Talking of game changers, he was also in Adolescence, one of the biggest shows of the year. It was absolutely incredible to get to talk to him about that.
Especially because it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I mean, he's just come back from the Emmys win. So talking about that experience at the awards show and brushing shoulders with all these amazing Hollywood A-listers, Bryan Cranston. I mean, I'll let him talk about it, but was just so fabulous. So yeah, really amazing to hear him talking about all of that. He also talks about his directorial debut, Animol, which I believe should be coming out in the next kind of 12 to 18 months. So definitely keep your eyes and ears peeled for that because I think it's going to be fabulous.
Yes, and it will also feature Stephen Graham. So their collaboration together in film continues, which
yes.
is very exciting. So without further ado, please enjoy our chat with the amazing Ashley Walters. Ashley, welcome to the BIFA Podcast.
Hey.
Hello. Hey. We are so excited to chat to you today.
Yes, it's so good to be here.
From like writing to directing to acting, you have so many strings to your bow, and I'm just really excited to dig into it.
Too many.
Well, let's wind back a bit because you've got quite a long history with BIFA. You've been at the ceremony several times over the course of your career with all sorts of different projects, but we'd love to ask a bit about the first kind of films you were watching growing up. Were there any films that you saw that had a big impact that made you think that you might want to go into acting, directing, writing, all the sort of things that you've ended up going into?
I flirted with UK independent movies before I was kind of acting. One of the main ones for me was Alive and Kicking.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't, I always get them confused because there was a kids program on Saturdays with Andy Peters called Live and Kicking.
Yeah.
And the film is called Alive and Kicking with...
Clear distinction.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that everyone understands. Starring Lenny Henry and Robbie Coltrane.
Oh, amazing.
And
oh my God, two
legends. Yeah. And it was the first time I seen Lenny Henry doing straight acting because obviously he's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
And he played like a heroin addict. Him and his girlfriend were heroin addicts. And he has a certain amount, it's like something happens and he's got a certain amount of time. He has to go cold turkey, come off his drugs. But he's in the drug game, he's kind of like a gangster, and he's got all these people chasing him and whatever. And Robbie Coltrane's like his support officer, trying to get him off the drugs. And it's just like a roller coaster story, but it's the first time I saw a black man from the UK in a leading role from a place that was familiar to me. So that was very inspiring. I had it on VHS. And I would watch it over and over again. That's the sort of kid I was. So, and it was my uncle's film, so I wasn't allowed to watch it. You got to understand, before that point, for me, it was like there was a lot of black men still, well, not a lot, but there was a handful of black men on TV. But they were doing roles, that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with Shakespeare. I didn't grow up with, so like the stuff that they were doing, the period stuff and whatever, it was kind of like, I just didn't resonate. So seeing that for me was like, yes. I don't think at that point I was like, I want to do it, but it was like, it was really interesting. But then after that, I went into American films, got me. And I became a big fan of Richard Donner, Richard Donner is a director. He passed away in, I think, like 2021. But he directed like Lethal Weapon.
Oh, yeah.
The Goonies.
Yeah,
like, it's like some big films back then that were like, for me, were amazing, like changed my life. Like Stand By Me,
I love Stand By Me.
The Goonies, Flight of the Navigator. There were all these kind of crazy stories that were in worlds I'd never been, but I understood the underdog element of those stories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kid bullied in the beginning, by the end of the film is the hero and kind of goes on this amazing journey. I love those stories. I mean, I wish we still had films like that, because I think our kids would benefit from films like that. I don't feel, they were so moral. They were so like ethically right. Do you know what I'm saying? And kind of message without kind of banging it over your head.
Yeah. And so joyful, like such like magic in like films like The Goonies. It's
like
just,
like every time I watch The Goonies, to this day, I'm crying at the end.
I'm
crying. Yeah, 100%.
At what point?
Like when they get the diamonds at the end. And the cleaner, the Spanish cleaner, the Mexican cleaner, and she's screaming at them, no, whatever, and then they open the bag and all the diamonds are in there, and the dad's like, I won't be signing anything ever again, and then he throws it. I was like, bro, you can't beat that sort of stuff.
That acting,
that is like, it's like next level. Next level.
It's so good.
I did it pretty poorly, but it's great when you watch it.
You did well.
It's great. But I was engrossed with stuff like that. I got my mum to rent Flight of the Navigator out of the local video store. We didn't have Netflix back then. And she rented the film, and I refused to give it back. I think we stole it. We had that video for months.
Yeah.
You get hefty fines. I remember that blockbuster.
Yeah. My mum was constantly getting fined.
Yeah, you can't
I know.
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like
for you.
Look where we are now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
exactly. So it was a good investment.
It made sense.
Yeah.
I paid her back.
And what about going to the cinema in those early days? Were there any cinemas you were visiting a lot? Or
because you're a Peckham, born, right?
Yeah.
Were you going to Peckhamplex, for example?
No, it wasn't. That was too dangerous for me. I was at the Coronet, Elephant and Castle Coronet.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. That's where I used to go and watch films, meet friends, etc. on weekends, and that was a beautiful spot. I don't think I went to the cinema too much as a kid. There was a lot of like VHS, a lot of isolated sort of watching films by myself. And I think that was more about like not wanting to share the experience. I'm still like that today as well. I see when someone invites me to the cinema, all that goes through my mind is a chance to sleep.
A quiet room.
Yeah, this will be a chance to sleep. Where, you know what I mean, where my phone can't ring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like
uninterrupted
peaceful
peace.
space. This is no disrespect to, because there's some great movies out there. But like for me, when you're sitting in a comfortable seat and the lights go off, I'm going to bed.
I'm sure that's partially to do with having kids as well. Like,
I was
my
gonna say,
parents used to take me to the cinema a lot as a kid, and I would be like watching like Harry Potter or like Pirates of the Caribbean or something and being like, oh my God, and I'd look round and they were just like flat out. They were just like, I finally got
that
a break.
I did it recently
you,
with my mum, and she did that.
You just basically you just styled on us.
Did I?
Yeah, you just flossed on me with your age.
Sorry, actually.
When I was young, Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like, that was yesterday to me.
Sorry. I can make some up, some old ones up if that
all
makes
right,
sense.
now I know where I am.
The Goonies, guys. Come on, remember the Goonies?
Yeah, Goonies was
I
great.
thought we were on a level when we were talking about Goonies and
Really
stuff.
dirty there.
No, sorry, actually. So soon in the podcast, we're already
it's all
falling
good.
out.
It's all good.
But you were quite young when you started learning the craft at Sylvia Young. It's kind of interesting because it feels like you were living a bit of a double life. Like you were with your mates and with your family, but then also at this, quite fairly posh acting school and like learning about the performing arts and things. Like, what was that time like for you?
It was crazy. It was a bit crazy. Looking back on it now, I don't know how much I felt I was meant to be there. I mean, like I think there was a lot of imposter syndrome going on around that point because I was very badly behaved in school. I had a great relationship with Sylvia. R.I.P. to Sylvia, actually. She was like a second mum to me while I was there. I'm not saying this that she knew what was going to happen with me or anything. I feel like she gave that sort of relationship to most of the kids that was there. She really invested in them. But her belief in me was one of those things that made me, you know, she would always tell us, like, never ask other actors for autographs or pictures. Or it was autographs back then, it weren't pictures. I was trying to make it a bit younger, but
they're still doing autographs though on the
phone
carpet.
cameras is what I'm saying to you. There was none.
Understood.
No, she was like, yeah, don't ask for autographs. Just, you know, all little things like that made you feel like a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even before you was. And I think that's an important element of becoming great, is understanding your greatness before anyone else sees it. You shouldn't need to have that validated. You know, you should know deep down inside you are good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say it. You know, you don't have to shout about it all the time, but just kind of having that inner belief in yourself is so important. So she installed that in me.
I think that's so amazing to like have someone where you felt so seen and validated in your talent that early on, because I'm sure that was like kind of seminal to then how you went about the rest of your career, basically.
I mean, I was a young black kid from Peckham in like a really posh like drama school in Marylebone, and no one in there looked like me. You know, like it was. So I was exposed to some stuff that like the other boys from where I was from never got to see, and I'm just so happy that I had those experiences, because all of my friends there were like middle class kids with 4-story townhouses with the, you know, the kitchen in the basement, and I didn't understand any of that stuff, but I was staying at their houses on like weekends, and do you know what I mean, chilling with them or whatever. And I just developed this hunger for like, I want this. You know what I mean? I want my kids to have this. I want this for me. So I started to aspire to like, you know, what they had. It never made me jealous. It just made me hungry.
Yeah, there was clearly that sort of drive began from that point and has never stopped. But one of your breakout roles, shall we say, was in Bullet Boy, which obviously won at BIFA back in 2004. You won Best Newcomer for that film. I mean, it's an amazing film. We'd love to ask a bit about how you got involved in that film.
It was a weird one, to be honest, because So Solid had just died. I'd just gone to prison.
Yeah.
I went to prison as the worst person in the world. It was like cancellation, the old school cancellation via the tabloids.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, this gun-toting gangster, this, that, all this stuff they were saying about me. And I was like, I'm just a little...
You were put in a box.
Yeah. I was just like, I didn't get it. I got it in the end, but at that point I was like, oh no. So I was just so depressed. I became a recluse. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do music anymore. I just thought it was so negative. I was scared. I was fearful, you know, all the stuff that was happening around it. And then this guy popped up out of the woodwork, Saul Dibb. And I didn't have an agent at the time. And he was like, came to my music manager's office and was like, we've got this film, Bullet Boy. And you know, you're at the point where it's like, let me go back to my roots. Because that's what I'd started doing. I started in West End theatre, musicals, films, you know what I mean? That's what was where it had all come from for me. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to have a look at this. And the part was, obviously, I'd just come out of prison. Ricky just come out of prison. You know, I had loads of friends around me, or people I thought were friends around me at the time that were trying to drag me back into the old ways, and I wanted to break free from that, and so did the character in the film. It was just all just made sense, and Saul was kind of like, you're the only person that can do this, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did it, and probably was one of the worst decisions I made at the time of filming because it was just so difficult to film the film. I mean, there was just so much kind of negativity around it. We were shooting in East London. I'm a South London boy. At that time, it was like the street territory wars and stuff like that. And I just had this whole thing with Dizzy Rascal. We had like this rap battle thing. So East London hated me. So I spent like all of the scenes in that film. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. I've got like security, like this mad kind of security that BBC at the time was sending with the journalists to Afghanistan and whatever in the war and that, and they had 2 of them come and do detail for me. So everything, it was really hard to focus on acting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it just became every day we'd go into a location and they'd be like, all right, so if anything happens, you got to shimmy down this drain pipe or we're going to lock you in this room. It was just all this procedural stuff, and they hired a decoy. So they had someone dressed like me every day, and they would be sent out in the car before I would leave, just in case anyone wanted to follow. And I had Scotland Yard at my house of an evening, would be telling me about phone calls that they're tapping of people trying to kill me. And it was just like, it got to a point where I was like, do I even want to do this anymore? You know what I mean?
Is it worth the endangering yourself?
So I say all this to say that winning that award meant so much more than just like an award. Yeah. It was like recognition for, you know, the work that I'd been doing. It was, maybe I'm not an imposter, you know what I mean? And people do like me and whatever, and I can come back from where I was. It was a real strong message to myself that what happens when you work hard, you know what I mean, to achieve something. And then just like, I can do it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I can do it. The only failure around that award was my suit.
Well, Ashley, we've got a picture of it.
You brought it up.
Oh man,
we love the suit.
It was a choice. It was a decision.
Oh, mate.
It's a red and white ensemble.
Yeah, it's called
paint a photo for us.
It's called Strawberries and Cream.
Okay, right. That makes so much sense. Yeah.
My tailor at the time is a guy called Tony Kuwaja.
Okay.
Really, really cool guy, but he made suits for golfers. For some of the best golfers in the world, right? That was his forte. That was his claim to fame, his business. So doing stuff for awards and wasn't what he did.
The beginning and end of his career.
No. Funnily enough, he did me for 2 other awards after. Oh. There you go. But I learned a lesson from that time. I was like, we got to tone this down now, man.
Some heavy steering from you.
Yeah.
No, we love the suit. We love the suit. And it was great because you were in a category, I think, with...
I was with Paddy Considine.
Yeah.
Dead Man Shoes.
Nick Frost.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Like, what was it like being in that room? Like,
do you have any... Yeah,
it was absolutely crazy because I was watching these guys at the time. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of adds to what I was saying before about like when you win something like that in a category like that where you know these are some solid actors. Paddy was one of my favourite actors.
Oh, he's incredible.
At that moment. I mean, he still is. Yeah. Like, he's next level. Room for Romeo Brass. I just watched Dead Man's Shoes. So I was like, when I knew I was in that category, I was like, obviously, you know what I mean? You accept, like, you're not going to win this.
Yeah.
So when I heard my name, it was complete shock.
Yeah.
And then he came up to me after and was like, no, you deserved it. Wow. To hear that from him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like all those things happening at that time was like, okay, I'm now going to take this and run with it. You know, it wasn't just a fluke.
After Bullet Boy, which was hugely successful, I understand you like paused for a little bit because you were waiting for the right next role. Is that right?
Yeah, but I think all of that coincided with like independent film just died.
Yeah. Everyone
stopped really investing in it, and then most of our greatest kind of indie film actors or film actors, movie actors in general, migrated to TV. And then TV just started to become a bit better. So I made a conscious decision. I was like, first of all, I was like always getting offered the same role. And I just said to my agent, I was like, how do I get to play other parts? She was very blunt at the time. She was like, well, look, as a black male actor in the UK, she summed it up. She was like, you're not really going to get the leading roles that you're looking for or you're thinking about until you're in your like mid-30s, early 40s. They're always going to kind of try and box you into this thing until then. I said, well, I'm going to wait. And she was like, you're going to be broke and you're not going to work for a while or whatever. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And it was hard. Yeah, it was tough. I waited, wasn't taking any work. And then Top Boy came. Yeah. And that was exactly what I was trying not to do. Yeah. But I took it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm curious as to that decision then, because it's created and written by Ronan Bennett.
Yeah.
What was it about the project, the script, the talent, everything about it where you thought, okay, this is right for me. I want to take this challenge on.
It was different. I mean, it was set in the same world, in a world that I was definitely familiar with, but it was written different. And I'd just been like through The Wire. The reason why I felt The Wire worked so well was because it was similar to some of the Italian mafia shows that I'd seen, where it put black people, even though they were doing this bad thing, it made them organized. Like before that, every kind of gangster thing you'd seen, or it didn't seem like it was intelligent people committing these crimes or whatever. And I just felt like, well, the Italians, when you see them, it's always quite classy. It's always quite like there's a hierarchy, there's rules. You don't shoot innocents and kids and when the stuff that I was watching was kind of reckless and didn't really have a body, and I didn't understand why the character, what was motivating them to do what they were doing. They weren't humanized. It was very 2D.
Like it's quite condescending, like sort of assuming an incompetence.
Very stereotypical versions of the people that I knew and like saw in my own life. So when I read Ronan's kind of take, it was like, oh, finally, I actually like these people. And it's strangely, you want them to succeed, you know? And that's what every good film or TV show should have. Your protagonist, you know, you should want them to win, whoever they are. So I just felt with Deshane and Sully, it was like actually first two characters that I felt, right, you've got a purpose. Like you're trying to achieve something. You know, Deshane's aim was always, I want to create a world like this drug world where people don't have to die. We don't have to kill each other and shoot each other. I'm going to feed everyone and, you know, change the game. And you saw what he was trying to get away from, and you saw Sully's arc and his trajectory. And I just felt it in a different way from everything else. So I was like, I signed up. And it's probably the best thing I've ever done, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a bit of a game changer, wasn't it, for all of those reasons that you say. And it was also in the same way that Bullet Boy brought you up as like new talent in the industry. It was also like, I mean, the cast that came through Top Boy was just incredible.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
There's so much talent in that space, man. I just shot my first feature as a director, and that was the best part of it. It was really like sitting behind the monitor and like looking at some of the young talent and being like, this is amazing. You guys are gonna like just instinctively good. Some of them, it was their first time on a film set, you know, and they were just acting their socks off.
We're briefly interrupting this programme to let you know that your favourite cinema needs you.
This year, BIFA have launched the inaugural Cinema of the Year Awards, supported by Kia and decided by you.
Nothing beats the feeling of watching a brilliant film on the big screen, and so we want to celebrate the cinemas that allow us to do just that. Cinemas at the heart of their communities that bring audiences together and champion independent film.
Voting is now open for cinema goers to decide the winner of Cinema of the Year. So if you love your local cinema, now is your chance to prove it.
Head to the show notes of this episode for the link to cast your vote, and tune in to BIFA's social media on Sunday 30th of November to find out all of the winners for BIFA 2025.
I'm also quite intrigued about like music and storytelling. Obviously you're a musician yourself, and wondering with Drake coming on board with it in those latter seasons, and you also have like Lil Sims and Dave.
The musician sort of actors idea just happened naturally, really, and it kind of started with me. I always forget that I'm a musician that's an actor as well. So it's kind of started with me, I guess, when I got the role to Shane, and I think at the time some people around the situation were kind of unsure whether I could actually do the role. So what was happening in the beginning was a lot of chemistry reads, which is a common thing. And I'd known Kane through music.
Yeah.
So we'd met at like a couple of music events. We didn't know each other, but we met before, we're familiar. And then he came in and completely just blew every other professional, experienced actor out the water and like on the chemistry reads. It was very, very obvious that the role had to be his when he left. We weren't sitting there deliberating about, you know, this and that. He killed it. But if you look into him, if you look into Sims, if you look into Dave, even Scorcher, the musicians that we've had in the show, listen to their music. You will understand why they're great at acting.
Yeah.
Without
storytellers.
knowing. Well, they're storytellers, but they have this discipline that is second to none. And you can, if you listen in carefully, you can see it or hear it in music or in directors' films or whatever. It's like some people just don't do detail. Like it's not their thing. They're really good at what they do, but like the minutiae, you know, like the nuance and stuff like that is like not their thing. That comes from everyone else. But you see, with Kane, he basically applied the same rules to making an album to making this show. So he wanted to know every part of it. which is why he's learning so quick, because he's learning every aspect, what the camera's doing, where it needs to be. So he would just pick that stuff up real quick. And David's the same, Sims is the same. You could just see it in them. It's no coincidence that they're top in their music film.
Yeah.
That's so interesting what you're saying about that kind of like discipline, those qualities being applied across different roles and people being able to move between them as long as they have those qualities. Like we spoke to David Johnson, and he was talking about how you get kind of boxed in quite quickly in the industry, and you have to like keep telling people what you are. You have to be like, I'm not just this, I'm also this and this. And it seems like you've had kind of a similar experience and learned to kind of challenge getting boxed in those ways.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fight. When I was getting boxed in, I believed that I couldn't do the stuff that they were saying I couldn't do, basically, which is pretty sad. So I wasted a lot of years just thinking, oh, well, it's England, so we should just only be an actor. You can't be a director as well. That only happens in America. And then it got to a point where I just started challenging all of those things. I was just like, no. You know, the only reason why I'm directing now is because Bulletproof Production and Top Boy Production told me I couldn't direct an episode.
Really?
Yeah, because I was renegotiating my contract, and I just thought, like I see in those American shows, when they get to like season 3, all the actors are directing episodes. As far as I'm concerned, I see their names come up all the time, and I'm like, it was him. Yeah. So I was like, I just wanted to follow that model. Yeah. And so I just threw it in there. I was like, if I want to, I should be able to direct one episode. And both of the lawyers came back and was like, no, you're not experienced enough. Who do you think you are? Forget it. It's not America. It's not happening. So I was like, all right, cool. Where do I get experience? So I went and just shot a short. It was just out of necessity. It was just out of them saying, you can't do it because you're not experienced enough. So I was like, all right, where'd you get the experience from? My business partner was like, shoot a short film. So we got a script from one of our students at our drama school, who was also a writer. He's an actor as well. That I loved, that reminded me of the Goonies, actually. And then we're trying to raise like 20 grand to just go and shoot it ourselves. And in passing, I told someone at Sky, and a week later they was like, here's 170 grand. Go and shoot your short.
Nice.
So I was like, oh,
wow.
okay.
It's so mad how in this business it's like 0 to 100 and then back to 0. Like there's no like, it's such a like non-linear career, like to the point where like if you try and explain it to like people who are used to the normal ladder of jobs, it's just like so
you're going
so
on just
crazy,
like chance encounters and a lot of luck, but it also takes recognizing that luck and recognizing the opportunity,
and you make your own luck like you have,
you know, all of those that relationship. It was with Paul Gilbert, who's not actually at Sky anymore, but he's one of my greatest friends. He was commissioner there, and he was always supported me, you know, throughout the years. So it was amazing. But that quick answer I got at that point came from like a good 4 years of me and him just being cool. And you know what I mean? It was like me planting those seeds in the relationship. That's why it got to the point where he could just turn around and go, I trust you. Yeah. You know, it was a great experience. We shot it in 5 days, found some really cool actors for it, and it was great. And it just got me an agent. Straight away I went into Ackley Bridge. I set up season 5 of Ackley Bridge, which was phenomenal because I'd had no experience. So they were like, you're going to lead direct this. And there was like the director that was coming after me was like, I've forgotten his name, but he's one of the most experienced directors. It was just crazy that I was kind of setting up the show and I had no idea what prep was. They gave me this office in like Yorkshire. Now I'm coming and sitting in this office every day, just looking at the wall like, what am I meant to be doing? I think I sat there for a week before the first AD came on board and was like, okay, you need to do a storyboard, do this, do that, or whatever. And I kind of learnt the hard way. But after that, I got 1,000 Blows with Disney, which was great. And I loved that experience. And then I went straight into my feature. So I'm pretty inexperienced as director, but I love it. Yeah. Like, I absolutely love it. I love the chaos. You know, I have huge anxiety in front of the camera. Like, as an actor, like, I'm always scared. As a director, I feel like fearless.
We dropped 1,000 Blows in there in that conversation. Can you tell us a bit about what you've learned from directing on those projects that you've taken into your feature? As
a director, I think what I'm trying to do is, I have a vision, right? That is a collection of all the things that I've seen and experienced. I want you to see that, right? Yeah. That requires a certain tenacity. That requires a certain level of like you're managing people and you're managing expectations. And every relationship that you have with someone on set is different. You know, I can't treat every actor the same. I can't treat my DOP the same way I speak to my, the boom op or whatever. It's like these are all different relationships because they're all individual people.
Yeah.
How I get them to do what I want them to do, I have to work in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all have a different language.
Yeah, there's like a different thing. And like most of the time it's about like, how can I make them feel like they got to that idea themselves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without it feeling like I'm telling everyone what to do. And that's the relationships that I try and develop on set.
Yeah, but that's a good sign of leadership, I think. It's like more like empowering the people around you instead of like being like, do this.
Well, this is the thing. Exactly. You've hired them because they're the best at what they do. And then you hire them and then you're like, well, do it this and do it my way. And what it's like, no, I want a bit of you to be in it. I need to feel like that's why you're here, right? So actually, when I'm on set, I don't want to be telling you every minute where to point the camera or how to point it. I'll tell you what I want. But then you got to come up with the, you know what I mean? You got to be offering me, like, you should put it here.
Yeah.
Because it's whatever. And then we're connected. It's like, all right, now you know my vision. You know where I want to go. And it's just trying to push that through and not be deterred by so many different voices. One of my superpowers as a director is like, I'm always the actor.
Yeah, you know what it's like to be on the other side of that relationship.
I can look at an actor through the camera and know, all right, they're shitting themselves right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it worse by telling them to do you know what I mean? I make life easier for them, or let's have a break, or without exposing them to the whole world. Like there's little nuanced things like that I'm able to understand, I guess, that a director that's just been in film school and hasn't had that experience on set maybe wouldn't get.
Yeah, which is like perhaps another reason why as an industry we should maybe be more open to the idea of people switching lanes and wearing multiple hats because of the experience that they can bring from another discipline.
It's crazy to think that you were kind of cast for so long to find an actor and then tell them what to do. For me, this is just absurd. Morgan Freeman said, like, a great director doesn't say anything because you've already done the job by casting. Great actors and great directors' relationships should be, like Morgan Freeman always says, faster. Do it faster.
Yeah.
Slower. Those are the sort of notes you want to be giving. If you're giving those notes, you're winning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you've got some great actors on your set that you're like, after a take, you're like, what can I say?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're stumped.
That's the best
like
scenario you can be in.
I need to say something to them because I haven't spoken to them all day. You know what I mean? That's what, I think you're in a good place when you're doing that.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I'm always curious about like best pieces of direction that people ever receive. So for you, is that what you would say?
Yeah, I think the worst. I think when I started directing, I just started listening to hostage negotiation podcasts. Hostage negotiation is about helping the perpetrator to come to decisions by themselves. Yeah. That's essentially what you're trying to do. Like throughout that whole period of time is like never at any point make them feel like you're telling them do something. It's like, how do we get them to stand down themselves? You know, and that's what they're kind of trained to do. So within that, there's a lot of technical things, like ways you can talk to actors and whatever, you know, how you, it's the programming, it's the neural linguistic programming, you know, the changing words like do this to I would suggest. Do you know what I mean? Little things like that can change everything, like, you know, and having that sort of relationship when you need to put your foot down, metaphorically, that you can, you know, that you're not feeling like so tied into like a bond that you can't tell them when it's gone too far, and allowing that, creating a space, an environment for someone to feel like they can do whatever and make those mistakes without feeling judged.
Talking of Stephen Graham, talking of casting amazing new talent, talking of amazing directorial choices, we've got to talk about Adolescence. It's all pointing that way. I mean, it must have been amazing to be part of a show like that. And obviously cleaned up at the Emmys. How are you feeling about the show now that we're sort of like, we're in the sort of post-Adolescence world?
It has been like surreal. For me, you know, 43 years old, a man that expected never to grace, you know, the pavement in LA or in Hollywood because of my criminal record, because I couldn't get a visa, for loads of different reasons. I just didn't see that as part of my journey, Hollywood. To be there now and to be doing the stuff that I'm doing in that space is like, it's surreal for me. You know, the Emmys was like crazy, absolutely crazy. the love and respect. You know, you're getting like J-Lo tapping you saying, oh, it's a great show.
Oh
and
my God.
Bryan Cranston just saying, listen, that scene where you was like, I'm having these conversations.
Yeah.
Like
an out of body
I don't
experience.
remember what they said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't remember. And to know that like your work has been seen and respected in that sense by some of your greatest peers is priceless. But it's more than that. It's me and Steve, our friendship. It's Owen never acted before.
Yeah.
You know, it's the relationship and bond I built with Erin before we got on there on 1,000 Blows. You know what I mean? And Phil.
Yeah.
You know, like when I saw Boiling Point, the film, I called my agent. I was like, I want to meet him with this man.
Yeah.
ASAP. And he took the call. He took the call and we had a Zoom for like an hour. And you know, you're just like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Like, just a down to earth
connection.
guy. Instant connection.
And this is far like before.
Yeah. This is way. There was no plan. There was nothing. It was just I just wanted to speak to him, and we just ended the conversation like we're gonna work together at some point.
Yeah.
And then when I did 1,000 Blows, they were doing Boiling Point, the TV series.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And I was like just about to start prep for 1,000 Blows, and then Steve rang me and was like, "Do you want to come and do Boiling Point TV series as well, like one block?" I was like, "Steve, there's no way I can do 2 shows at once." It's like I got prep for one or whatever. But so I missed out kind of with Phil there.
Yeah.
And then when we were finishing 1,000 Blows, I got a call from Steve, and he was like, "Yeah, you're coming on this new show to play a copper." That's how he speaks. Like, you're coming. You're going to play a copper. And it's the first time you've ever played a role like this in your life. And I'm like, Steve, I played coppers before, man. I was in Silent Witness, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tell me.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I never like this, mate. He said, this role's going to change your life.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. You don't say no to Stephen Graham, you know what I mean? So I went up there. And yeah, the feeling, like I knew from reading the script, this is next level, man.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a conversation. People are going to be talking about this. But for it to do what it did, I think that has to be, you know, it's a real zeitgeist moment. It's a real, like, hitting the nail on the head at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be, everything has to be perfect. The alchemy for that
aligned.
has to be crazy right for that to do what it did. And it just was. It just, you know, it was the right time.
Yeah, it was 142 million views worldwide. One of the top 10 English-speaking shows for Netflix. I mean, a proper cultural phenomenon that is kind of, I guess, the gift that keeps on giving in many ways. But you've kind of said that you were looking at Philip Barantini's previous work. Obviously, he's got a very specific stylistic approach, which is filming in one take, the oneer, as I say. And I can imagine when you're approaching this, that was quite scary, was it? I mean, I know you had quite a few weeks of preparation time and rehearsal.
I didn't.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Shows what I know, sorry.
I turned up with a broken back.
Oh my gosh.
And if anyone has back problems, you will know that once you have a back problem, that's it.
You're screwed for life. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So I've been living with that for years, and it just so happened I played basketball with my daughter the day before I was traveling down, and my back went. So I couldn't even walk. When I turned up, I got out of the car on day one. The producers were like, so I feel like they had someone else there waiting. So they got me a they got me a back specialist, and he was great. But I basically missed a week of rehearsals. So I was behind. Owen was off book. You know what I mean? Doing what he does, like little professional.
Like, damn it, Owen, you're making us all look bad.
No, he's so good, man.
No, of course, he's incredible.
And then I just got in my head a bit because I was behind.
Yeah,
you know, I just kept on saying to Phil, is this working? He's like, bro, you're fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just stop thinking about it. And then it will be even better. And it was like the minute I stopped caring, I guess, it just came.
Yeah.
It's like being on stage. You know, once you step out on that stage, that's it. There's no director can tell you it's right or wrong or whatever. You got to go with your instincts. It's all natural or whatever. And that's what we did. And it was so freeing, and like it just felt so good. But it was scary. It was really scary in the beginning.
It is very much like theatre in that way,
Yeah.
because it's like if you mess up, then you just have to embrace it and work with it and bring it into your performance.
Exactly.
It's such a crazy but amazing achievement, and it really is kind of a testament to all of you guys at the very, very top of your game.
And also, it's just incredible to see like working class kid who's never acted before get cast and absolutely clean the floor with everyone. I mean, he was incredible, and sort of almost a slight mirroring of you getting cast in Bullet Boy and being fantastic. Just goes to show like those early opportunities.
Yeah, you're so right. I think Owen is it's like he's generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna see anyone else like him for many, many years to come. Actually, watching him, he's alien. He's an alien. He's not human.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just have it in their bones.
Yeah, well, this is
the
thing where it's been gifted.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because he already knows how to use it. Like when you get a superpower, it's just bestowed upon you. You have the gift of you can fly or whatever. You need to learn how to be responsible with it or whatever. Otherwise, you'll lose it. You can look in his eyes and it's already like he's been here before.
Yeah.
He has a level of understanding that is like just different to any other child actor I've worked with. So
wise beyond his years.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna go far.
I think something about your work is how much you value community. Every bit that you've spoken about today, when we're talking about 1,000 Blows, Adolescence, Bullet Boy, it's the importance of community and how that has really like uplifted your work, well, everyone's work, I suppose. It just seems like it's really important to you to be bringing in that new generation of talent, and similar with Owen Cooper, obviously with Kingdom, which is your company, which is so fantastic, and it's a great initiative to get people to young'uns basically through the door. When that was set up, was it about 10 years ago, 13 years ago now?
Maybe coming up on 10 years. I mean, I do forget because I haven't been with it since the beginning, but I've been with it for a good chunk of that. And I worked for Kingdom before I was part owner. But we're trying to get younger people in the door, but we're kind of 16 plus. But actually some of our oldest students are like in their 70s.
Oh, amazing.
Our age range is like, it's crazy.
Amazing.
So on any given, I'll see auditionees come in, like scared, do you know what I mean? Like so quiet, and there'll be this 65-year-old woman who's just retired or whatever, and just like, I just want to try acting. And then you get this 17-year-old kid who's just like shy and wants to explore. And then in 6 months' time, I'm walking to the school, like I'll see them at lunch together, like best friends.
Oh, that's lovely.
And you're like, that would never happen in any other place. Would you two connect? Because you just got nothing to connect over, but now you do. And that's what brings me so much joy, to be honest. The reality is we know that not everyone's gonna make it. And we actually started to think about that, like opening up the school to cinematography, to lighting, to different things behind the scenes that people can pivot to. Because I think acting, sometimes I get worried about dream selling. I want people to know from the beginning, this may not be, no matter how good you are, it might not work, because it doesn't always depend on that.
No, exactly.
It's such a tricky thing. Like we want you to be the best actor, but then you have to be the best people person. You have to be the best. You have to have a level of confidence.
And luck. Like
and
the
luck.
stars have to align for something to get away. Always like
it's like, it's not for everyone. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's a long journey. But I love it so much. It's like I love seeing when people get it. Yeah. And their eyes just light up and stuff, and it works.
Nice. So you're working on Animol at the moment, which is your directorial debut for a feature film. So tell us a bit about that. You finished shooting, have you? How's the experience been going so far?
Finished shooting at the beginning of this year.
Fantastic.
Shot it in like 22 days.
Wow.
Which
true indie film.
Yeah, true indie film.
Nice.
Was broke. From day one I went into prep, the line producer said, "We have no money."
Classic.
I was like, hold on, I just took the bus here. I was like, I didn't even take a cab. How do we not have any money? But we didn't. So that was tough. It was, I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of pushing and pulling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of arguing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in-house fighting and stuff. Because everyone just wants the best and, you're trying to struggle. And I think actually that was actually important for it. But yeah, great experience. New talent, like you said, Sekou Diaby, who's like a one to watch. Tut Newt, who I think is amazing. He's just done. He's in Steve as well. Yeah. He's in The Long Walk. So yeah, it was amazing working with them. Steve came in and did a role for me.
Fantastic.
Sharon Duncan Brewster, who I love as well. She was in the original Top Boy. Came in. So
does it almost feel like a full circle moment because you're slightly returning sort of thematically to what you did in Bullet Boy, but now it's you bringing in new talent? Like it seems quite poetic to my mind. It's very exciting to see.
It's the most important part of any of this. Like a film could potentially be a great film, but we all know with indie films, like if it doesn't get like a certain wind behind it or whatever, then it's like maybe people won't see it or not too many people see it, but who cares?
Well, we'll all be seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. I know you guys will.
Yeah.
But yeah, who cares? It's about Tut's doing great now. Do you know what I mean? Ryan's doing great. Sekou's gone to bigger things.
Fab.
Tasha Back, who's my DOP, is up and coming in the film world, and she did Girl more recently, and she's just great. So it's just like showcasing this great talent, and it all seems to be coming together really well. I'm finished shooting. I'm picture locked. Grading at the moment, doing a sound mix and working with the composer.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Do you know
cool.
when it'll be out?
No, so there's no date. End of 2026.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, around that time. I think for festival reasons and stuff, we're kind of holding back a bit, but
keep our eyes and ears peeled.
But I'm going to do some secret screenings.
Ooh.
Like family and friends screen. There's no way we can wait till next year. I'm gonna sit on the film and no one sees it. I need to. Do you know the feeling of watching other people watch your film is more important than you watching the film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm blind to it now. It could be crap.
Yeah, you don't know.
I haven't got a clue.
Like, yeah.
But when I watch other people watching it, I play clips to like my mum or my daughter or something, and like they're like 5-minute clips, and they don't even know the context of the film. Afterwards, they're like, "That was dope."
Yeah.
Whatever. And you're like, okay, so maybe I've got a good film now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fresh eyes.
Yeah, like people have got to watch this for me to know.
And they're family, so they could tell you it was bad if they wanted to, Like, whether they're saying it's good.
Or
honest critics.
They might be scared to be critical, but this is why at some point you got to let the baby go.
Oh, nice. That's really exciting.
Fantastic. Well, we can't wait to watch it, so thanks for sharing about that.
Cool.
Shall we move on to our quickfire round?
So, Ashley, we do want to do a fun quickfire round, and we thought it only made sense because you were on here that it had to be in 21 seconds. So prepare yourself, because we tried this actually a couple of days ago. Thank you. We tried this a couple of days ago, and it's actually really hard.
Oh, is it?
So, well, as in, I think we'll get like at least 4 questions done. We'll see.
Are you guys? You're asking the question.
We're asking. You're answering.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So it's down to you guys.
No, it's not.
Because if you read the questions slow, you're wasting my time.
But
is that not how
you're already pointing fingers.
Unless we're stopping while you ask.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Let's not cheat here.
Let's do 21 seconds of answering time. Okay.
So we've got the 21 seconds on the clock. Confirmed, yeah?
I'm gonna sit up for this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. First film that you remember seeing?
The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock.
Nice. Favorite cinema snack?
Sweets.
Nice.
Last film that you saw?
Last film that I saw, Scrapper.
Nice. Most rewatched film?
Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, see, 4. I told you it's a magic 4.
Wow.
It's quick.
There
it's
you
quick.
Go. There you go.
21 seconds.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you had to get it in, didn't you?
Yeah. So it had to be done.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to turn that up in the mix.
I'm such a big fan. Okay. Thank you so much. This has been such an insightful chat.
It's been brilliant. Thank you for indulging us.
I loved it. What a great chat.
Thanks for listening to the BIFA Podcast, supported by Kia. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to get new episodes as they land. And please tell all of your friends about the podcast to help spread the word. We want all the film fans to be able to find us.
The BIFA Podcast is supported by Kia. The hosts are Karis, Aldridge and Joy Hunter. The show is produced by Daniel Audritt and Kat Butterfield for Audacious Productions and Joy Hunter for BIFA. The assistant producer is Bruno Atkinson. Director of Photography, Jude O'Connor. Audio engineers are Nathan Cooper and James Gibbons McGregor. Filmed at Fiction Studios. Special thanks to the BIFA team.